Hi, and welcome to Q&A with Megan. I'm Megan, and this week's edition is based on prepping for Lent, which starts next week. Next week, February 17th, is Ash Wednesday. So that's our kickoff to Lent. So our questions here happen to be focused on getting ourselves ready for this season. Our first question is, what are some important things for me to know about Lent? Okay, well, the first thing is that Lent lasts for 40 days. And this number 40 signifies the number of days that Jesus spent in the desert after he was baptized and before he began his public ministry. So it was a time of preparation for Jesus, because in this time of 40 days in the desert that Jesus spent, Jesus was praying and fasting and just getting ready for what was to come. So this 40 days that we have in Lent is for us to prepare for what is coming in our lives, what God may want to reveal to us in our lives. It is allowing ourselves time and opportunity to grow in different disciplines, to set intentions for our lives, to really get to know who we are, who God is, what this life means, and what we are meant to do. It's just this beautiful time that we have in this season of the church where we can decide to go really deep. It's really awesome. So another important thing about Lent is that there are usually these three tenets associated with Lent. One is fasting, and so that is just, giving something up or doing something extra that you don't maybe normally do, and that challenges you a bit so that you can grow in a certain way. It can be kind of whatever you choose to do. Another thing is almsgiving, which is offering or giving a little bit extra to people who need it. And the last tenet is prayer. So just taking some extra intentional time to connect with God spiritually in whatever way that you most desire, that is best for you. So those are some important things to remember about this season. Again, Lent is a liturgical season of the church that happens every year. You, of course, don't have to only practice these tenets of Lent during Lent, but because you can practice them at any time of the year to grow and to learn and to get closer spiritually to God and yourself and reality. But it is a time that a lot of people in the Christian church are doing this together. So it's a beautiful time to participate and celebrate and share with others your own journey in this time of Lent. And lastly, I just want to say that, of course, Lent leads up to Easter, which is the time we celebrate when Jesus rose from the dead and just transcended death completely and showed us that there truly is life after this death that we can experience on this earth. So we will continue with this discussion, moving on to our next question, which is, what are your suggestions for handling the difficult parts about Lent? Okay, so this question is really important because Lent, while it's so beautiful and life-giving, it also is a time where one may experience struggle and challenge because we may be doing new things. And if we're focusing on certain intentions and trying to grow in certain ways, then of course there will be some kind of pushback and some obstacles that may come up that will make things a little challenging and difficult to experience. This is what Lent is almost all about. So it's important to know this so that we don't get so discouraged when these things come up, when these challenges arise in our life. It's important to know that through these challenges and after we get through these obstacles, we really will experience this newness, regeneration, these new realizations about life and truth and ourselves, and God will just bring us to this new light and life and love, so we can be confident of this. Now, I mentioned that intention setting is a really big part of Lent, and this is true. So what I suggest is that we all create some specific intentions, some things that we really want to just grow in our lives. It could be anything. It could be one thing. It could be 5 things, whatever it is. And this will be our skeleton, our outline, our really the direction that we are focusing on during this Lent. And then from that, we can then decide what kinds of practices that we want to implement into our Lenten season, into the next 40 days of Lent. And then we can be somewhat open and flexible with those practices depending on, how they're going, how we are being challenged. Maybe they prove to be really easy, or maybe there are things that are just impossible to do and we have to adapt and adjust, and just trust that you will be led by the Spirit, by God, and that the challenges that you face will be this fertile soil, this grounding, this beautiful place for you to just sprout and for these new realizations to come about in your life if you continue to stay steadfast and committed to your intentions that you have set. So stay focused on those intentions. And of course, if you want to add new intentions or maybe change them a bit, then feel free to do so. Lent is for you and for God and for your relationship together. So I also encourage you to share in your journey with other people and to just feel the hope and the support that is available to you. You can always reach out to me, to anyone here at First United Methodist Church on staff. You have a variety of resources as well in the spiritual world, and just know that this season is meant for you and your growth and your even further realization about the depth and beauty and love of God. So take advantage of this, take all these opportunities possible, and know that we're going to have a lot of opportunities for you here at this church to grow in your awareness and love of self and God through the different Lenten offerings that we will have. And I will continue to offer Q&A sessions regarding Lent and different themes around it. So keep tuning in, and thank you so much for your time. And I just offer you so much love and sending so many blessings your way so that you can continue to prepare yourself for what is to come. Take care. God bless. I will see you next week. Bye.